Let's talk linear equations. Linear just means a straight line. A linear equation is a line that is straight, the equation part. When you graph it, it's a straight line, as opposed to a crooked or curved line. So one of the forms you're probably familiar with is y is equal to mx plus b. And x and y, you know where they are. They're on the coordinate plane. And m is the slope, also known as rate of change, has some other cool names. And then B is where the line hits the y-axis. We call it the y-intercept because it intercepts the y-axis. And so if you have an equation, and the equation results in this line, then the slope is the rise over the run also. So rise over run, and that means rise divided by run is your slope. And if this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well, that's going to be a 5 over 5 is equal 1. So the slope on that is 1. So in that case, you would just use y is equal to x plus b for this equation. And because m is 1 and b is the y-intercept, which is right there, when x is 0, y is 5 for this equation. And so for that random line that I drew, that is the equation for that. I think you're probably familiar with that. But that's not really what I want to talk about. I want to talk about converting between the y-intercept form of the equation and the standard form of the linear equation. This is the standard form. It has a lot of built-in information. I'm not going to be concerned about that right now. I'm just going to be concerned about transforming from one to the other. So if you have y, now let's do it this way. Suppose we have 4x plus 2y equals 10. So now we replace the a, b, and the c with actual numbers. And we left the x and y alone. And now we're going to convert it to this format. Y is equal to slope times the x plus the y-intercept. We can do that just by manipulating these terms. So the first thing we're going to do, if you're going to solve, we're going to solve for y. We want to get y all by itself. And so that's what we're going to do to get y by itself. And so we begin moving things to the other side. Well, to move something to the other side, you don't just move it. You subtract it or add it or multiply or divide. There's only four things: subtract, add, multiply, or divide. In this case, we're going to subtract 4x from both sides. So you can subtract 4x as a unit. You can't subtract 4 because 4 is poisoned by the variable. If you have a number multiplied by a variable, you can't add or subtract it and separate it out like that. It doesn't work. You have to multiply or divide. I'm sure you know that, but it's a good reminder. So this plus 4 minus 4 is 0. So anything minus itself is 0. We're not going to write it. So we wind up with 2y is equal to negative 4x plus 10. You'll notice I put the negative 4x first because I know I'm headed this direction. I'm going toward the idea of y equals mx plus b. So now how do I get rid of the 2? Well, I can't subtract it. If I subtract 2 from both sides, that's not going to work because you can't break it up that way. The only way to break up this 2y is to multiply or divide. So we can think of it as dividing by 2, but we have to divide everything by 2. Every single thing has to be divided by 2. When you divide or multiply whatever, that you have to know that. If you subtract, you just subtract the unit from both sides of the equal signs. The equal is the great divide. Whatever you do on one side, you have to do to the other. So I divided by 2, and I divided by 2, divided by 2. Well, 2 divided by 2 is what? It's 1. Anything divided by itself. 63 divided by 63 equals 1. 7 divided by 7 is 1. And 2 divided by 2 is 1. So we have 1y. We're not going to write the 1. 1 could be in front of everything. So we're just going to write y is equal, and negative 2 divided by 2 is what? You have to know that the negative divided by a positive is a negative. It's going to be the result. All right, so a negative divided by a positive, the result's going to be negative. Now I have a way to memorize that. When I was learning this stuff in the lower grades, I don't like to memorize a lot of things. So I memorized this statement: all like signs are positive when you're dealing with positives and negatives and multiplication division. You have to know what that. So you know that -3 times -2 equals +6. You already know a 3 times 3 is 9. That's two positives. It's going to be, but two negatives. So all like signs, a positive and a positive is positive, and a negative and a negative is positive. Everything else is negative. So I only memorized one rule. I didn't want to memorize two rules. Two rules would be, hey, two minuses equals a plus. Hey, second rule, a plus and a minus equals a negative. I don't want it. One rule. All like signs are positive. If it's not a like sign, it's negative. These are unlike signs. A negative and a positive is going to be 4 divided by 2. It's going to be -2x. And then 10 divided by 2 is 5, because 2 times 5 is 10. So we converted this equation here to the y equals mx plus b. Now we could map that if we want to. I don't really want to. What I want to do is go the other direction. Suppose that I want to take this number here, and I want to pull it up to reconvert it to the other side. And so we have y is equal to -2x plus 5. Is that what I had? Y equals -2x plus 5. And we're going to be shooting for this format, which is the standard format of a linear equation, which it has a lot of information. I'll do that in a different video. So now we got to reconvert it. So the format of this, A has to be positive, B can be positive or negative, C can be positive or negative, but A has to be positive. And so now we're going to go back the other direction. We want to get everything on the other side, and except for this 5 is going to stay there. So we're going to add 2 to both sides, 2x plus 2x, and this would be, plus 2x. And so we know we want that on the front, so we're going to say 2x plus y is equal to 5. And I guess that's all we need. Does that work? Yeah, it works. Huh. So that means that if I take that, I can get the other from it. Well, I wanted a more complex one. I'll get a more complex one later. Anyway, that converts back 2x plus y equals 5, and we had 4x plus 2y equals 10. Well, the reason that works is we can transform this equation by multiplying everything times 2. 2 times 2x is 4x. 2 times y is 2y. 2 times 5 is 10. So we just, we just had a transformation of that equation. And if you feed those equations into Desmos, which you can do. All right, so there's Desmos, and you can see. Can you see the equation? I have 2x plus y equals 5. We're going to feed that into Desmos, and then that into Desmos. We should get the same line. 2x plus y equals 5. So we're going to say 2x plus y equals 5 right here. 2x plus y equals 5. And we get that line. So now let's feed the other line in there. Let's feed this line here. 4x plus 2y equals 10. It should be exactly the same line. So it's going to be 4x plus 2y equals 10. It's the same line. Can you see that? I can turn off the red, and the blue remains. I can turn off the blue, and the red remains. It's the same. Well, then the ultimate test. Let's put the standard form into that. So we're going to have 4x plus 2y equals 10. Well, that's what we have. So let's put this one in. Y equals -2x plus 5. Y equals -2x plus 5. Same line. We can turn off the red and the blue. We've left with the green. Turn the blue on and the red. It's all the same line. So you can check your work using decimals, but you have to know this basic algebra to make it happen. Hope this has been helpful. Give me your comments. Let me know your thoughts. Otherwise, have a fantastic day. Thank you.